Hello everyone, I'm Brandon. I'm a senior here at STMA, and I'm the programming lead on 7028, the binary battalion. So this video is going to show you how to install all of our materials to be able to write code for the robot, and how to use GitHub so that we can all work together on the robot code. So the first thing you're going to have to do is go to your web browser and find this page. And this is going to install Java. You're going to have to click this Java download. So you'll download Java. You'll go over to this page right here. This is where we're going to download all of our actual resources for FRC specific stuff. So you're going to go to this site and you're going to click from GitHub. And then you're going to scroll all the way down here until you see this Assets drop-down menu. Then you're going to select whichever one of these is your operating system. So this one is your Windows 32-bit, Windows 64-bit, Linux, and Mac OS. You're going to click on that. And then you're going to come over to this website to download Git. And again, select your operating system. So then if you go into your File Explorer and then go to the Downloads folder, you should see all three of these. So you can run this Java setup and this Git, and that should install them. And then you're going to extract this WPI-lib installer folder. So just do that by right-clicking on it and then extract all. So that should give you this folder right here. If you open it up, you'll get to this. Click on this WPI-lib installer and run that. And make sure you have, just leave everything checked, and then make sure you have VS Code box checked. And if you can't check it, there should be a button kind of right next to it that says download VS Code. Click that, it'll take a second, and then you should be able to check the box. And then when you're done with that, you can click the button at the bottom that says install. And that should install all of our stuff for FRC stuff. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go to GitHub. Just type github.com, G-I-T, right up here. And it'll ask you to sign in or to sign up. So do that, and you should get to a page that looks sort of like this. So what we're going to do next is we're going to create a repository to put all of our code. So we're going to go over to this on the left side, repositories. We're going to click this green new button, and that's going to create a new repository for us. So I'm going to call this repository practice. You can call this whatever you want. You can add a description if you want, or you can make it public or private. Or you can check any of these if you want. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to click this green create button. So then it's going to give us this page. So we're going to hold on to that for now, and we're going to open FRC VS Code. So it should look something like this when you open it. And it might have some stuff here at the bottom. Just wait for it to look like this at the bottom with nothing kind of moving around or anything. So we can just X out of this welcome. We don't need that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do Control-Shift-P to open the panel. And we're going to type git clone. It's going to ask us for a repository URL. So we're going to go back to GitHub. And we're going to click this clipboard button, and this is just going to copy this to it's like pressing Control-C when highlighting that. So we'll click that, come back over to GitHub, make sure we're clicked into that, and then Control-V to paste. We press enter, and we choose a save location for it. I'm going to put it on the desktop. And then it should pop up in the bottom right corner, and it'll ask you if you want to open this cloned repository. Click open. And now we're in the repository, so we can write code to our repository. So what we're going to do is we're going to click File, New File, and this is just going to be a text file. And then we're going to type anything we want in here. So I'll write hello world. We're going to press Control S to save. And now you have to select a save location. So find this folder and save it into that repository folder that we just created. And I'm going to call this practice.txt. So now that's saved into our folder, and we can go over to here. So now it's saved on our computer, but if we go back over to GitHub, we can see if we reload the page even, nothing's changed. So what we need to do is we need to actually push this to GitHub and make sure it actually gets online. So we're going to click on this source control tab on the side, and we're going to press this plus button, and this is going to stage our changes. So it's going to put this in the staged area. And then for our commit message, we can put anything we want, and I'm just going to write first commit. Make it something that makes sense, and then we can go into this drop-down menu right here and click commit staged. So now we committed our changes. So if we reload GitHub, nothing's going to happen, because what we did is we now saved our changes on our computer, and we know that we want those, so we committed them, but we still need to push it to GitHub. So we type git push. And it'll think for a minute. Then if we go back to GitHub now and we reload the page, we'll see now that our file is saved. So we can click on this and we can see right here, we got hello world right there. We can go out of here, and this is going to be our main page for our repository. So let's say that we don't want hello world anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to delete that, and we're going to write this is a message. We'll make sure we save. We'll do the same thing. I'm going to show you this. If you click on this, it'll show you in this working tree thing, it'll show you on the left all of what it looked like before, and then on the right what it looks like now. So red means you deleted something, and green means you added something. So it's telling us that we deleted hello world, and we added this is a message. So that's all right, we want that. So we're going to stage it. And then we're going to commit it. So we're going to give it a good message, changed message. And we're going to commit it. And we're going to push. So then if we reload GitHub, we can click on this practice, and we can see we're looking at the file now, and it's different. It says this is a message. But what we can do is if we click on this two commits, we can actually look at what we had before. So this is what we changed with our first commit. We added hello world. So now this is what practice.txt looked like after our first commit. So if I jump out of there, go back to commits, I can look, changed message, and it shows me that I deleted hello world and added this as a message. So now we're going to do what is called creating a branch. So I'm going to open Paint here and kind of show you some visuals. So right now what we've done is we had this point. This is our initial commit. So each of these dots is going to be a commit. And then we went straight to the right, and we've created the second commit now. So this right here, this full line, we can keep extending it, and we can keep adding commits along this line. But this main line right here is going to be our main code. So this is what's going to be going actually on the robot for competitions. Now we might not want to write code directly to this because other people will be working on it. We might break other people's codes if they're also working from there. And if we're writing experimental code that we don't know if it'll work and it might break the robot, we don't want that on the robot at a competition. So what we can do is what's called creating a branch. So we can create our branch right here. That actually shouldn't go there. It would go over here. So you can see that we are going to drop down and we're going to go off in front. So it's still one commit ahead if we created another commit in a branch. So you can see that whatever we do on this branch isn't going to affect what's on here. So we can individually write code on our branches. So the longer they go on, the more different they can become. So what we're going to do is going to be something like this. So I'm going to show you how to create a branch, switch branches, and write code to individual branches. And then I'm going to show you how to bring a branch back in to the master. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to VS Code, and we're going to type git create branch. Then we need to give the branch a name, and I'm going to call our branch test code. You want to give your branches something that makes sense for what the branch's purpose is. The branch should have a specific purpose, and you want to use a branch for as short as possible. So now we can go git checkout to, and we're going to go down to this test code branch. So now we are in this test code branch, and let's add something in this branch. We're going to type this is English, and we're going to save, and you can see that we added this is English, commit, or actually add to stage, and then we're going to commit added English, and we're going to commit staged, and then we're going to push it, and it should ask us if we're in the right branch, that if we want to publish this branch. So we're going to click OK because we do want to publish this branch. Then if we go back to GitHub, we reload, and we click this drop down right here. This is all of our branches. So we can click on this test code branch, and we can see that this is a message and this is English in it. But if we go back to our master branch by going in here, clicking master, and we click on the same file, there's no this is English. It just says this is a message. And that's because right here you can see our commits. This is in our branch. We have all three of our commits. But if we go back to master, that latest commit that we just did isn't there. So now let's go back to master in here. So git checkout to, go to master, and you can see it didn't delete that. That code is still there. We just moved branches. So we're going to add in this one, this is not Spanish. And we're going to save it, stage it, and write a message, commit it, and then push it. So if we reload, you can see that in master we have that not Spanish, and on the branch it does not have it. So now we're in master, we can look, and it has both of these. And I'll show you kind of what that looks like in VS Code too. So if we check out to test code, our branch, we can see that that changes to this is English. It doesn't actually change, it is just saved under the branch. So we're going to go to master, because now we're right here. Right here. So we've created that initial commit, then we created a second commit, then we created our branch and committed something to it, and then we also committed something to master. So now we want to combine this branch back to master, because we've done everything we want to do with this branch. So the way you do that is you have to make sure you want to be in the branch that you want to move another branch into. So we want to get branch back into master. So we're going to go open our panel. We're going to type git merge branch. And then you're going to select the branch that you want to merge into the branch you're in. So we want to merge test code into master. So we're going to click test code, and it's going to open this up. And it's going to say there are merge conflicts, resolve them before committing. And the reason there's merge conflicts is because we had different stuff. On line 2 in master, we had this is not Spanish. And on line 2 in our branch, we had this is English. So it's going to ask us if we want to accept the current change. So this one is the current change. It's this is not Spanish. Accept the incoming change, which is this is English. Or accept both changes. And this is just going to put them both in. So I'll show you what that looks like. It's going to look like that. So now we've accepted both changes. So now we have this from master and this from our branch. So if we save it, we can stage this, and it's going to give us this pre-generated commit message. This is a good message. It says exactly what we did. We merged the branch test code into master. So I'll keep that. I'll commit it. And I'm going to push it. So if we reload GitHub, we can see we're in master. We click practice.txt. It's going to show us that. So that's the basics of using GitHub. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next one.